Hey, good morning, everybody. My name is Barry Schwartz, and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, November 12th, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com over the past week. Lot to discuss. First, got to give the contest details. Then I got to go into the Google November spam update being done rolling out, a little update on that. Google testing out the IndexNow protocol, which is shocking to me. Google releasing their IP addresses, and so much more. And of course, I'd love to thank our sponsor, SEMrush. Thank you so much, SEMrush, for sponsoring this video. Deeply, deeply appreciate it. Check them out at semrush.com for their amazing SEO tool sets. They're a great company. I think they just released Intent into their thing, so it's pretty interesting to see how them do that and start to release some other machine learning type of technology. Let's get into the winner. So who was the winner of the Squid Game cards and the Squid Game 456 sweatshirt? Sad to say, only one person got it right. It was 9 of these cards. Only 9 of these that I threw up in the air. I guess it was pretty hard. A lot of people guessed 7 and so forth, but it was 9. And the winner, congratulations, is Celeb Jacket. I'm going to reach out to you somehow. If you could email me and you're watching this video, reach out to me. Otherwise, I will reply to your YouTube comment and get your address and send you the sweatshirt, and I'll send you blank and a signed card of these. Thanks for everybody participating. Maybe I'll do another contest in the future. If you have any ideas for contests and what you want for giveaways, let me know, and maybe I'll do some more. In any event, thank you so much for participating. It was a lot of fun. Let's get into the news. And so you could just jump to all these things. If you want to skip the contest, there's jump to links in YouTube, not for those on Spotify and the podcast. I apologize, but maybe there's ways to jump to things later. Okay, so the Google November spam update has completed rolling out after 8 days. That rollout started on a week ago Wednesday, I think November 3rd. Immediately, some tools actually saw a spike. I saw a lot of chatter actually from certain types of people saying they were hit. I don't do spam. Why was I hit? Google seems to have implied that this is a content spam issue, not a link spam issue. And that pretty much it had legs. Like I said, it definitely had legs, meaning that people who were hit by this really got hit hard. Not everybody was hit. The tools themselves did show spikes, but they weren't super significant like a core update, because core updates applied to like everything, whereas spam updates applied to specifically spammy websites. One theory from Glenn Gabe was that the November spam update targeted cloaked spam content with injected links. Obviously, it's probably broader than that, but he noticed that, and maybe that was a signal that you could use to see, what am I doing with my content? Maybe I'm hiding some content, or maybe something's going on with my content. I wish Google would be more specific, but with spam updates, they are not. So that was the new Google November spam update. Again, it was from November 3rd to November 11th. It was an 8-day rollout. It seemed to actually have significant impact on a wider group of spam types of sites. Some people said they got hit when they were spammy. Some people think that was cloaked spam content with injected links or wider. And it definitely was felt by a lot of people. So that was the summary on the Google November spam update. I hope none of you were hit. If you were, let me know in the comments. Maybe somebody can help you out there. Google's Danny Sullivan said that we can expect more Google algorithm updates, more core updates, more spam updates, and other updates in the future. It's not like we're done. The big question people are asking now, the last core update we had was in June and then July. It's been several months since then. It will be interesting to see when they release the next one. I believe it probably will be a December core update. I think they're going to wait until after the Black Friday, Cyber Monday topic shopping season to do an update, which would be before the holiday season, but it should be after the actual holiday buying season, hopefully. But we'll see. Maybe they'll do it in January. Who knows? What was shocking to me this week was that Google confirmed that they will be testing. They didn't say they are testing. They said they will be testing the IndexNow protocol for instant indexing. So a couple weeks ago, I announced or reported that Microsoft and Yandex announced, which is really powered by Microsoft, but I think Microsoft was the company behind it, that they announced that they're coming out with something called IndexNow, a protocol to ping search engines that they have new URLs or updated new URLs. That protocol was pretty cool because if you would ping one of the search engines, let's say I want to just ping Bing, all the participating search engines, which was back then Yandex only, would actually also get that update. So you ping one search engine, all the search engines that are part of this IndexNow protocol will get the update. Google did not participate. Other search engines did not. I think Baidu didn't either as well. But there's a lot of third-party tools that now support it. Cloudflare, I turned it on for my site because Cloudflare, I'm using Cloudflare for it. But Google did not. And as of this week, Google actually confirmed that they are going to test it out to see if it actually improves their efficiency and then their sustainability efforts, meaning crawling is a big job. It requires a lot of processing power. It requires a lot of crawling and power. And it's not as efficient as push. Push is much more efficient than pulling the data from crawling the web and finding new pages versus just being told what to be updated. So Google's going to test it out, see how it works. We'll see if Google actually fully adopts it. It would be great. If Google fully adopted it, everyone would use it. I'm already using it because I'm built into Cloudflare, but everybody would use it. So we'll see. Currently, Google only has an indexing API for jobs, listings, and for live streams. So this would actually apply to everything if Google uses it. We'll see. All right, Google. So we announced a week ago or so that Google said the page experience update is coming to desktop. And people were like, oh, wow. So now that means that the intrusive interstitials will also be a penalty on the desktop results. And yeah, that's true. So if you have intrusive interstitials on desktop, yes, that's against the page experience update, and you may see a ding, although I don't think it's going to be a big ding at all. We will see. Google released this nice, fun, I love when the Google releases their podcast, the search on the record off the record podcast. And Gary, John, and Martin all talked about the future of SEO. And the funny thing was, I mean, there was really nothing futuristic about the conversation. It was just discussing, will this go away? Will that go away? And nothing is going away. The only thing that might change is machine learning, which we'll talk about later in terms of written content. Google said there is no need for interstitials, specifically around legal interstitials and legal banners, consent banners and so forth, to have any special requirements or protocols. Google said it's not an issue, just do them. They're not intrusive if they're legal or consent-based. Although I just think they don't really have a ranking impact. Google this week also released an IP addresses of all Googlebots. So Googlebot crawls your website. There was a way to confirm that it was Googlebot. You just have to define, you don't have to actually believe that the user agent that says Googlebot is Googlebot. There is a reverse DNS method to verify that Googlebot is Googlebot. So a lot of people spoofing Googlebot and crawling your website because they don't want to be blocked could be verified if they're, through reverse DNS if they're Googlebot. Now Google's actually releasing the full list of IP addresses that Googlebot will crawl on. So you can actually use that IP address list. It's a JSON file, which may be updated, I guess, over time. So definitely take a look at that. It may help you with that. Google's testing, or actually released, scroll to text, not just from the feature snippets and the other areas that they were testing, but now also in the Sitelinks. This was spotted by Brody Clark. Nice find. Google's John Mueller confirmed something that Gary Elias from Google said in 2017, and Google said numerous times since then, but he confirmed it again that machine written content may one day not be against Google's Webmaster guidelines. So keep that in mind. Machine learning, basically Google's saying machine written content may one day be really done well, and if it's done in a quality way with expertise and all that other type of stuff, then it may just be may not be against Google's Webmaster guidelines, and they may treat it just like content. And then they're going to say, is this machine written content quality or not? Just like they say, is this human written content quality or not? Just a PSA that Google Ads accounts can be suspended if you violate the Google Organic Webmaster guidelines. So if you're doing link spam, Google Ads could actually go ahead and suspend your account and disable your ads. That's nothing new, just a PSA. Google's John Mueller had an interesting discussion on a YouTube Hangout last week about embedding videos in your website and ways to speed it up. So one person was basically saying how they're embedding their videos in an iframe / facade type of solution where it would actually load only when you hit the play button. The problem with that is she noticed that the videos were not being indexed by Google when she implemented that. The issue with that, because again, Google's not clicking the play button. So it increased the page experience values because the speed was faster because the Google didn't see the videos, but Google didn't see the videos, so they weren't indexing it. So he had an interesting conversation around what you should do with videos and balancing speed versus indexing and so forth. Google's John Mueller said you shouldn't be creating links to your site. It was specifically targeting a site that was like casino and stuff like that, and they were just like, how do I target websites to build links to me. So that was John Mueller. You definitely can build links to your site, but you got to do it in accordance to Google's Webmaster guidelines. But he was talking to a specific site. Google Ads Editor version 1.8 is out, has a bunch of new features. The features include a brand new overviews page, which gives you more targeted information around how your campaigns are running, and a bunch of other features, including a new way of signing in. So you may have sign-in issues, so definitely take a look at that blog post because I give you information about how to fix those sign-in issues. Google's Keyword Planner tool has a new year-over-year column. They released 3-month trends and 3-month year-over-year, 3-month over 3-month changes as well. So definitely take a look at that. There are new columns in the Google Keyword Planner tool, which gives you more data you can play with. Bing Shopping announced 2 announcements. One is they added departments, stores, and editors' picks to their shopping engine, as well as deals, pricing trends, so you can actually see if pricing are going up or down, and also the ability to Amazon integrations. You can actually hit buy now, and it'll directly add it to your Amazon cart, which is pretty interesting. I didn't really see many people pick up on that, so that is pretty cool. Google Local has tested new inventory designs for local inventory. They have a ship to store option, and they actually give you the ability to do offline sales direct into your feed, so you can actually do ads based on offline targeting. Google Search, I can't replicate this myself, but it seems like Google's testing a phishing game when Google Search shows no results found. Here's a GIF of it in action. It does seem to be legit, but I can't replicate this myself. Google had 2 big legal things of news this week. One is they lost an antitrust shopping search case in the EU for a $2.8 billion fine. That was the big news this week, even though it was $2.8 billion fine, which is, okay, big for them. I mean, big for us, but not big for them. And they'll probably try to appeal that, but that was at a higher level court. And also the UK case for iOS tracking, where Google allegedly did iOS tracking for a year period or so without consent in the UK. That was a $4 billion fine, and that was dismissed, so Google won that case. And of course, sad news. I'd like to commemorate the loss of John Carcutt. He was a legendary SEO. He's been doing SEO for almost 20 years, ran Webmaster Radio's SEO 101. It's just sad. I mean, he suddenly passed away from, I believe, a heart attack. He leaves behind a wife and children, and it's just super, super sad to lose another person in their industry. There is a GoFundMe page, so definitely go. I posted about this news on November 8th at around 4 p.m. Definitely go to Search Engine Roundtable where you can get this information and click on the GoFundMe page, and please support the family. Any event, thank you so much for listening to the Search Buzz video recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com over the past week. Again, thanks to our sponsor, SEMrush. Definitely check them out, and congratulations to the winner of the Squid Game. If you have any ideas, definitely leave them in the comments below. Everyone have a great weekend. Be safe, be healthy, and I'll speak to you next. Goodbye.